came out, it was pretty obvious that Nintendo was, taking a different approach at how they were going to extend their video game consoles into the future. They weren't going to compete with PlayStation or Xbox, per se. So they decided to go along with the more immersive gameplay of motion controls and party games. But that all seems to change with the Wii U. While it seems at first to be just as gimmicky an idea as the Wii was, it's actually turned out to be, in my opinion, a pretty decent gaming platform, up there with the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. Now, it will be interesting to see how it competes with PlayStation 4 and Xbox 720, which are also supposed to come out this year. But as of right now, it definitely stands up with them, especially with what the first two games I had for it were Zombie U and Super Mario Brothers, of course, because there wasn't really anything else out there to play. And then I was reading an interesting review of Black Ops 2 for the Wii, and they were talking about how Treyarch decided to not use the control pad in a gimmicky way with unnecessary touchscreen controls, but they used it to make the game not more interesting, but definitely more appealing to people who like to play with friends on the couch, aside from, just playing online. The gamepad in two-player Call of Duty Black Ops mode acts as its own screen. So if you want to do a two-player split screen in Zombies or in multiplayer or in campaign, the player with the gamepad sees the entire game on their screen, and the player with the Pro Controller uses the entire TV themselves. So there's no split screen anymore, which is a very interesting idea because you can go online and you won't have to worry about taking up the two screens, and you can kind of, cooperate a little bit easier, which in the past, as I know firsthand, took a system for, if you wanted your own image, you had to have your own system, you had to have your own game, and you had to have your own TV to play it on, of which, over the years I've bought enough Xboxes to play Call of Duty 2 on 2, which, was a highlight of my Xbox days. But this seems to be an awesome way to cut down on the expense of having a bunch of people play on the same game in the same room. It's definitely doesn't take away from the gameplay at all. Even if you're playing by yourself on the gamepad, it's a very crisp looking screen, and the graphics are definitely on par with the PlayStation 3, which is what I was playing Black Ops 2 on until I got it for the Wii U. But I was actually surprised. I was a little upset to find out. I had been searching the internet for the answer, but no one seemed to have it, whether or not it could do 4-player split screen and the controller and the game on the pad, or if it could do like 3 players on the TV and 1 on the pad. But it seems as though once you get past the 2-player split screen, you just start using this as a regular game pad again. You are right up on the TV with everyone else. So it's meant for 1 player on the TV, 1 player on the pad. And that's the way that you want to play it if you're going to do multiplayer on the system. But it's still very awesome. The only thing that was... It's actually using the controller pad, I thought was a better playing experience than using the Pro Controller. Because the Pro Controller, in my opinion, is just a lumped together version of the Xbox controller and the PlayStation 3 controller. It's got the, parallel analog sticks, but they're up top, more like the... Xbox 360, and the button layout on the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 for Call of Duty is more or less the same. The triggers are a little bit different, and the grenades are different, but the face buttons all do the same thing, depending on where they are on the controller. They all correspond to the same movement, no matter what, whether it's X, circle, triangle, or A, B, X, Y. But on the Wii U, they've changed the button configuration in a bizarre way, and I think it has more to do with the fact that the analog sticks are higher up, because instead of jump being X, or B in this case, which it is on the Xbox or the PlayStation 3, it's now Y. And by Y I mean X. I think it's because that it's closer to the joystick, so you can jump and climb over things more fluidly than you would if you had to reach all the way down to the bottom of the controller. So it does take a little bit if you haven't played it on the Wii U and you've been spending most of the time playing it on the Xbox or the PlayStation 3. It does take a long time to break the habit of trying to crouch with the right button or throw a grenade with the right button, but it's definitely an improvement on what first-person shooters were on the Wii. And that being said, I can only hope that, new first-person shooters will definitely take advantage of the same format, because it seems like a great way to bring the competitive multiplayer back to, the friends on the couch.
Enemy down.
UAV inbound. Securing Bravo. Bravo locked down. We've taken the advantage. Securing Charlie. Friendly UAV inbound.
Throwing grenade.
Securing Alpha. Alpha secure. UAV on standby. Securing Bravo. Losing C.
Sensors capture your target.
Friendly lightning strike inbound. All flags secure and maintain current posture. Losing Alpha.
Show him.
Fight.
Sniper down.
Hostile RCXD in your AO.
Clean, Trinity.